Well, we haven't talked about Tucker Carlson in a long time because I kind of like that he's becoming more and more relevant. It's pretty nice. And his little Twitter show doesn't cause quite as much hubbub as his network job. And I was reading a piece that was really interesting. I think it was from Mediaite that that's what is highlighting this clip as well, that walked through how we're learning Tucker needed Fox News more than Fox News needed Tucker. And that's awesome. That's really, really awesome. Because sure, his little Twitter videos are getting a lot of views technically, but that could be people just scrolling, seeing 5 seconds and scrolling past. The magnitude and the headlines that were so present whenever he was at Fox News has kind of faded, and that's awesome. But I do have a moment just because it's sort of interesting of him talking to Russell Brand, who is a really dishonest figure that I also don't talk too much about. But they're talking about his firing at Fox News, and it's kind of the most I've heard from Tucker Carlson thus far about the aftermath of him being fired from Fox News. So we'll watch this and break it down.
First of all, I want to start off by asking you, Tucker, how has it been in the 6 months or so since you left Fox? How have you been personally, and how does it compare to the time when you left MSNBC in terms of its emotional impact on you?
Well, I've been fired. This is not the first time I've been fired. And I think in our business, when you work for a big company in media and, you say what you think, there's an expectation that you could get fired. So I've always had that. And I've always tried to take the long view, not just on media, but on life. All graves go unvisited in the end. I always think that. And so I was surprised. I didn't, expect to get fired that morning at all in April. So I was shocked, but I wasn't really shocked. And I wasn't mad. It's not my company. And when you work for someone else, that person reserves the right, and in fact has inherently the right to decide whether you work there or not. And I don't know why I was fired. I really don't. I'm not angry about it. You can believe me or not, but I think you can feel that I'm not. And, I wish.
I think one more time in this clip, he says, I'm not angry about it. And that's when I went, oh, he's angry about it 3 times. One too many times, Tucker. I promise I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I'm not angry. It reminds me of someone when they get out of a breakup and they're like, I'm honestly, it's for the best. I'm not sad about it. Serious. Listen, I'm not even sad about it. I mean, they've ruined my life, but I'm not sad about it per se. Okay, you're sad about it.
Fox there was, ugly leaking, I'm a racist or whatever they leaked, or someone there leaked to the New York Times, but
we didn't need any leaking to know that, Tucker.
That's not true. And I think the people who run the company know that's not true. I actually don't think they did it. And I'm not mad about it. And I've been happy. I guess the only thing that bothers me is I'm 54. And when you get a little bit older, and my wife and I, our children are grown and we live in rural settings, as you do, because we believe in nature and God and dogs, you can lose your drive. I mean, it's just a little bit too nice, kind of. And I do feel like we, people who are healthy and aware and who can read, have an obligation to be engaged in the life of the community they live in, and the life of the country they live in, and the life of the world to the extent that they can. And so my only fear has been...
Sorry, that was just a strange statement. People who can read, I think anyone, even if they can't read, should be engaged in their community. I think being engaged in your community is good if you're in a community.
Maybe being a little bit too happy. I've spent a lot of time trout fishing, a lot of time, we have 4 dogs, a lot of time with my dogs and my wife, and a lot of kind of late breakfast outside and stuff. And, that's not, that's great, but life has got to be more than that. So now I'm back to work and I'm grateful to be doing that.
The fact that you're...
So he's really, really happy. He's just too happy, frankly, and he's not mad, and he's happy. He's not mad though, but he's not mad. He's happy. So he's doing horribly. No, I don't know exactly what's going on with him. I don't really care per se, except for the fact that he's not making the impact that he was before. And I love to see that because his impact was horrific. And his dishonesty seems to go less heard right now. And that's what you want to see. And it makes sense because you think about the audience of people who watched and currently watch Fox News, and it's less likely that they're very familiar with Twitter, kind of in the sense that they would want to sit down and pull up a Twitter monologue every night. And they have an account and they use it and they kind of get that. I'm sure a lot of people just kind of, they know Fox News and that's where they go. And I've heard a lot of stories to that effect. And so a lot of people probably, even though they loved Tucker when he was there for some reason, haven't really jumped over to find him where he's at. And that's really great to see. But yeah, I mean, if he's getting not as motivated right now, he's having a hard time motivating, lean into that. Go retire and trout fish and all the things you want to do, as long as you're not spewing dishonesty that hurts people in some significant ways. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That is lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.